Welcome to our Wednesday devotional. My name is Pastor Stephanie Soon. I am the Assistant Minister of Care here at Shepherd of the Hills United Methodist Church. The topic of our devotional today will sound very familiar. The title is Chosen, Blessed, Loved. I began cello lessons in the 4th grade, and I loved my cello lessons. I think a big part of it was my teacher, Mrs. Timmerman. She was fresh out of college. She was pretty. She was enthusiastic. She was a real cheerleader, and I practiced diligently. Going into junior high school, I excelled on the cello. I won district competitions and blue ribbons. And on into high school, my senior year, I earned first chair cello in the high school orchestra. I was so excited after all those years of practice. I was chosen. My husband Wong and I lived for 26 years in central Illinois, where we raised our families. I served in 3 different United Methodist churches over those years as a Christian education director, as a church musician, and as a pastor. And I also completed a year-long clinical pastoral education internship at an area hospital where I earned certification as a hospice chaplain and hospital chaplain. Wong received the opportunity to move from Illinois to Arizona associated with his job, and we decided to take that leap. We lived in Tempe for about 9 months, and during those 9 months I had no job and I had no church position. For those 9 months I got to rest. What a blessing. Then we decided to move again to Sun City West. And after moving in, I decided I was ready to do something, and I don't know why, but I called Shepherd of the Hills United Methodist Church just to volunteer. After all, I was an ordained deacon, and I had had 9 months of rest, and I was ready to do something. Much to my surprise, your church was looking to hire an assistant minister of care. And much to my surprise, they wanted to interview me, and then they hired me, and I've been with you for the past year or so. I was and I am extremely blessed to be here with you. And I'm so grateful for the love of my parents, Teddy and Clara Fern Turner, who are both now deceased. Without fanfare, they sacrificed for me and my brother. And it was only when I had grown into adulthood that I learned of their quiet actions. For instance, my father was a pastor in the Christian Church Disciples of Christ, and he served a church in Olympia, Washington for 9 years. I didn't know it, but during that time, he received several invitations to transfer to larger churches, to more prestigious churches. But he and Mom decided not to do that. Why? They decided to let me finish out my high school career in Olympia, Washington. Similarly, my mother, a devout and faithful Christian woman, served alongside my father, volunteered on many district and state Christian women organizations. She was the mainstay in our family, took wonderful care of us. And I noticed during my senior year that in addition to all that, she began a part-time job outside of the home. It was only a little bit later that I realized that all of her earnings from that part-time job were for me. They were for my college education. In addition to having loving parents, I have been blessed with a loving brother, loving spouse, children, friends, colleagues, a variety of faith communities and churches, and now here with you and our very caring and devoted staff. I have been, I was, and I am loved. Back to playing cello in high school. Like I said, it was so exciting to earn first chair, and especially because I beat out a junior year boy who was very, arrogant and thought that he should have won first chair. So I have to say it was pretty sweet. As I settled into that first chair position, I became aware that there were things I needed to attend to. For instance, I learned that it was my responsibility to figure out fingerings for the rest of the cello section, for the harder passages, to make it easier for them, and also to put in the actual bowings so that we would be moving our bows all together at the same time and in the same direction. I also found out that I was in charge of running what we called sectional rehearsals, where the cellos would go into a separate room. We would practice together. We would practice the hard parts. We would give each other tips. And as first chair, I was in charge of running that rehearsal. That was new to me. That was a new responsibility. It also meant playing solo passages within any of the orchestral pieces that caused for that. And though that was exciting, it meant extra pressure, extra anxiety, extra expectation, because I had been chosen. We celebrate being chosen by God, and we are chosen by God. What a wonderful feeling and acknowledgement, and just a fabulous affirmation of how precious we are in God's sight. But I'm wondering, what are we chosen for? I don't know. It could be something different for each person. What are the different responsibilities that come with being chosen? I didn't know what they were when I was chosen to be first chair cello, but I came to understand what they were. What about new duties? What is God asking you to do at this point in your life? What is God asking me to do at this point in my life? We are chosen, yes. Chosen for what might be the question. And it's wonderful to be blessed, oh my goodness, with good health, good food, place to live, the climate, good friends, good family, opportunities in the past for education, for career advancement, for success, for travel, on and on and on, for family and friends, children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, for some of you, great-great-great-grandchildren. Blessings abound. And for our wonderful church family here, and for our caring staff. Blessings everywhere we look. But maybe there's more even to that, being blessed. Maybe being blessed comes with the call to be a blessing for someone else or some other cause. Blessed to be a blessing. There's a children's anthem that my children's choir love to sing, and I can still hear them in my brain. The words go something like this. Bless the world through me. Let my life be the light that the world needs to see. Bless the world through me. May my life be God's light to the world. We are chosen. We are blessed. And we are loved. As you well know, there are two famous bodies of water in the area of Israel and Jordan. one being the Dead Sea. The Dead Sea is fed by the Jordan River from the north. But because of its high saline content and because the Dead Sea is close-ended, there is no opening out the other side. The Dead Sea instead churns and stews up a mixture of chemicals and minerals. The Dead Sea cannot sustain life except for just a very few varieties of plants that thrive in that particular environment. Fish swimming in from the Jordan River into the Dead Sea die. The Dead Sea cannot sustain most life. In contrast, the Jordan River flows through the Sea of Galilee. It's an open body of water at both ends, and so it's able to sustain all kinds of fish and plant life. Fish like damselfish and scaleless bennies, catfish, mouth breeders, and barbels. Fish swimming from the Jordan River into and through the Sea of Galilee thrive. Think about it. Both the Sea of Galilee and the Dead Sea receive rain, and they are both fed by the Jordan River. One sustains life, and the other kills the majority of life. In the same way, God pours God's love into all. God's love like a river, like the River Jordan, if you will, onto and into all. We are all loved. But if we don't share that love with others, we run the risk of becoming like the Dead Sea, holding that love within us instead of letting it flow out in a life-giving presence. If we, like the Sea of Galilee, which is also fed by the same rain and the same River Jordan, are willing to receive the love of our Heavenly Creator, let it flow into our soul and fill us up and flow through us out to love others, out to love God's creation, to be love and pour love into the world. We will be part of a life-sustaining movement. Indeed, we have been and we are loved. We are loved to be loving. That's the purpose. And to be loved to others and to God's creation. Yes, we are chosen. Yes, we are blessed. And yes, we are loved. Chosen for what? New service, new responsibility. We are blessed. We are blessed to bless who? Or to bless what need? And we are loved. Loved to love who? Or what? Or what in God's creation? We are chosen. We are blessed. And we are loved. Thanks be to God. Amen.